Alright, welcome back. Now, let's actually start out by going over the spirit file we've collected so far, just to kind of see what the main character thinks about everything so far. So, to start off, the forest is shrouded by strange events. I'm not going to say that quite yet, and body dumping and the like. It's scared off the casual visitor. Only the occasional test of courage brings a foolish kid inside. The paths are shaded at all hours with thick trees, so it's easy to become lost. Among the rumors swirling about this forest is one of a bizarre man. Known as the Spotted Man, or Shimi-O, he's covered in dark splotches and asks all he meets if they like bees. If they say yes, he attacks them while laughing maniacally. He sounds like your standard crazy, but I guess he's the next spirit we'll face. At any rate, we'll have to head to the forest to investigate. As we walk past the grave marker, an agitated man named Masao Kimura appears. Once we get him to calm down, he calls off his plans to not saying that quite yet. Before he leaves, he mentions seeing a man covered in dark splotches. I wonder if he's still around. We should keep moving. We find a corpse in a burlap sack in a cottage in the forest. The strange body is completely covered in what appears to be honey. It doesn't look like... Wow, this game's not doing me any favors right now. Goodness me. But who'd do this? And why? The cottage is oddly clean, so someone might be coming here every day. Could it be the culprit? I find a sprayer that can shoot a variety of liquids. Then I hear that strange, ghost-like voice again. Manipulators will themselves be manipulated. It keeps coming out of nowhere and surprising me, but I must admit that it has never once lied to me. Maybe it's not actually an evil spirit. As we're investigating the forest, the black rabbit appears. I quickly chase after it and arrive at an old, leaning torii gate. Is there a Shinto shrine past it? I'd love to investigate, but hives over the gate ward off intruders. We'll have to look elsewhere for now. We quiet the bees with the spray and find a second cottage further in the forest. No corpse inside this time, but a living woman named Christy Aramura, a former news anchor. Seems she came to commit, but getting caught up with us and our circumstances changes her mind. Oddly enough, she already bears the mark. What irony. She most likely got her mark from Shimi-O. While we're discussing it, the flashlight goes out. It's not malfunctioning. It's just like with Hanahiko. A presence is closing in on the cottage. We have to get out of here. We've no time to explore, and we definitely can't get lost. The shortest route back to the forest entrance is the only way. Somehow, we get the car started and we speed out of the forest. Before we make it out, we spot two men, one of them familiar. It was Kimura. His neck twisted awkwardly. He seemed dead. The man beside him was smiling. Was that Shimi-O? The disembodied voice says, "Control those that are different and exercise them." Easy for them to say. How do I even do that? We learn another truth on our drive back to the mansion. Mashida, who escaped the mark once already, now has it again. It appeared when he saw what we think is Shimi-O. It's true, then, that spirits are the ones cursing people with the mark. But it's beyond me why Mashida would risk his life to learn more about the mark. He must have some kind of reason. Back at the mansion, Christy tells us of of an incident in the forest she reported on back when she was an anchor. 5 years ago, a group of people calling themselves the Honey Bee Family lived cut off from society deep in the forest. That is, until one day when they mysteriously committed. Wow, this is one hell of a landmine for speech, my goodness. If I said that every time, there's no way my video wouldn't get flagged. Oh my goodness. News reports said they'd become disillusioned with society and followed their leader's orders, but the police investigation was inconclusive. The problem lies with the appearance of the leader, who is said to have died with them. Christie says pictures show him to be a giant, obese man. The mass caused the forest to become quickly deserted. This honeybee family group concerns me. There were traces of their presence everywhere in the forest. If we want to survive any unexpected dangers or chance encounters with Shimi-O, we need to be careful to not overlook a single detail in this investigation. Okay. So, that's a pretty good way of getting caught up for the most part. Now, there's a couple other details that need to be mentioned, which is right now, I need to think a lot about who is going to be the partner that I group up with. I believe this is the partner button. Yes. No. No, it's not. Man, it's been so long since I actually played. Well, not since last time, but since before that. It would be right here. So before I could only really go with, I believe, Sho. Maybe Mashida was an option too, but I don't entirely think so. What matters though is I can choose between Christy Aramura, Mashida, and Sho. Since I was already going and like adventuring a bit with the show, I think it'd probably be wise to go between Christy and Mashida. To be entirely honest, I don't really like Christy that much, so I'm actually going to start off with Mashida, and I'm probably going to hit a wall without switching to Christy at some point. Like, she's probably going to need to do something. But let's just bring Mashida out for a little bit, because I want to see if I can pick up on his lore, just from like him talking. Why exactly he's willing to get himself cursed again, to be honest. But that doesn't really matter. So, we come to the forest's entrance once again. Looks like he's gone. I look at the old picnic table. What was Shimi-O doing back then? Making a corpse sit next to him. It's almost like he was having a picnic. Did he just want a friend? What are you talking about? Nothing. Sorry. Just talking to myself. Don't worry about it. Let's go. We haven't learned anything about him yet. I try changing the subject, but I still can't stop staring at the picnic table. Alright, so I don't think there would be any changes, but let's just look around to be safe. It's a wooden trash container. I don't think it's been used in a long time. There's no garbage littered around either. So I'm going to check it anyway. I feel around inside the container. My fingers hit something hard. Got empty bottle. There's something else, too. I pick it up. It's a crumpled piece of paper. With Lee. Family. Fun. Play. Catch. Liquid. Got on. Sticky. Bees gather. Over and over. Game interrupted. That's all it says. Is this a diary draft or something? Got honeybee family draft. Okay, so what that tells me is that this is absolutely different from what it was before. I doubt this one's going to be different, but it would be fairly safe to assume that there's new things. I shine the flashlight on it and it sparkles gold. It, of course, being the bench. It's a glass container filled with a metal... No, not filled with a... I don't know why. I thought the word lid said liquid. And my mind just filled in the blanks. Whatever. It's a glass container with a metal lid. Okay. So it's the bench of the table that man was sitting at. Seems something's on it. I carefully pick it up off the bench. Got bottle of honey. Huh. That was on the bench. Maybe it's a gift. No. It's probably more like he just forgot it. Just then, I see something lying on the table itself. It's the cap from a soft drink. The inside of it is still wet. But I don't see the bottle itself anywhere. Curious. So... doesn't look like there's anything near here. So let's just take a quick look around the ground that we've already covered and see what else has changed. Because that's probably one of the safest strategies to kind of not miss anything. I remove the lid and look inside, but all I find is dust. Okay. So, looks like there was no change in the south cabin. Alright. That's a step in the right direction, I suppose. So... it's still looking to be around the same. I would wager if there's anything new, it would be by the cabin I was in. Or perhaps the dead end right ahead. I still think this dead end is kind of odd. Like, I don't know. Just especially the fact that, like, it's kind of hard to explain. Just the way that the trees are parted. I don't know. It's really hard to explain, but I mean, that, like, clearing, it feels like you're able to walk there, but I can't interact with it quite yet, so maybe I'm imagining it, maybe it's a thing for later, but like look at this, right? Like there's like a clearing right here, and let me just humor me on this for a second. Like I'm not crazy. Like when you look at the clearings, they all kind of part in the spot that you would head forward in, right? And it's like when you cut through right here, like it It just feels like it. I don't know. But like ahead of right here, I can't actually do anything because I believe that was where the bees were, right? Yeah. The area by the Tory Gate is full of bees. Yeah. Before long, a swarm descends on us. We leave the gate as if being driven away. Yeah. Okay. So let's check out that shack again. Because I don't believe I was able to actually properly explore it before. So, looks like there's some bottles. Hello? Nah, we should be good. The cabinet is packed full of bottles. Everything's coated in a thin layer of dust. Most of the containers are empty. I search through all the containers and gather the ones that still have something in them. Got night night times 3. It looks like maybe a mouse chewed a hole in this plastic container. It's unusable. Damn, that sucks. That book feels like it's important. So let's start with this first. It's a wooden accessory case. This exquisitely crafted case with jewelry inside looks out of place sitting in this cottage. I open it. There are carefully preserved torn notebook pages inside. Is a holy journey, performed in a quiet place. In the area past the meeting place, there's a clue about how to get to paradise. The eastern thicket, often got Honeybee Family Notes 3. That's a clue on how to get somewhere. It's an old notebook. The cover says Honeybee Family Notes. I open the notebook, but most of the pages have been ripped out. Doubt it has anything useful. Really? Absolutely nothing? Okay. If you say so. I'm a little surprised that book was uneventful, but okay. Turned around and headed back. Oh, actually, I've been forgetting to take advantage of the difference in perspective when I look at things. No matter. The buzzing of bees fills the area. Looks like there's another giant beehive here. It probably wouldn't be wise to keep going without doing something about them first. Well, you better believe I'm gonna be spraying the bees with those drugs. It's a giant beehive. We are hitting them with the night night. I take out the night night and put it in the sprayer. I take careful aim and spray the drug. The bee's movements get slower. Eventually, the hive falls completely silent. Used up one bottle of night night. I've silenced every hive in this area. Now we can pass through. Looks like you take care of them. Let's keep going. Alright, before I do, I actually want to look around and make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, yeah, I'm not. Okay, so I hear creaks and groans, along with the rustling of leaves. Well, that's morbid. Nothing to really look at here. I'll go right, then up, then left, because it looks like there's more to the left. And that's just a tree. Okay. Wait. Damn, I'm pretty sure that's Shimi-O, but he's freaking out. Actually, wait, no, this isn't what I wanted to do. I'm looking. Wait, maybe it is what I wanted to do? Ah, it was. Okay. Man, being rusty is weird. Performed in a quiet place, in the area past the meeting place. Eastern thicket, often. Well, if there's any eastern thicket, it would be right here, right? Yeah, well, there's a thicket. Well, there you have it. It's rather dense, and there's no way to see what's past it. I press through the thick undergrowth and notice a small clearing inside. There you have it. The path might keep going. I realize something as I continue down it. I can feel someone staring at me from the bushes. Okay. This actually might be bad. Was Mashida the right choice? I don't know. Christy seemed to be a scaredy cat. Sho seemed to be a scaredy cat. So Mashida is like the most level-headed one. So this feels like it's the right call. I think. Turning back feels like that's not a good idea. Asking him feels high risk. Forcing my way through feels high risk. I have to decide between the two. Not entirely sure what to do. So, ask my partner. I turn hope. Oh God, why are you turning your eyes? It, it's no use. He's shaking so much he can barely speak. Hate men. Pushed back by a strong force. Well, looks like Christy Armuro is actually the ticket. I'll look at what I can with Mashida, and then I'll go do that. So let's take a look at this. A sweet fragrance wafts on the wind from somewhere in the darkness. At my feet are what look like beehives. This must be all what remains of a bee farm. It's weird that something like this is here of all places. Well, may as well have a look around. Dangling from the tree are human corpses. The skin is as white as wax. Countless holes are drilled into the bodies, and bees are buzzing in and out of them. My mind flashes back to the corpse in the cottage. It's just like that woman. How fascinating. He's not just some lunatic. This is like a cult ritual. The beehive at my feet starts to rattle. A pitch-black cloud suddenly rises up, overwhelming my vision. Something invades my eyes and nose. It's a swarm of bees. Bees. Yashiki, get away from there. Live or die. Even more bees are coming from the hives. Which hive should I close first? I don't know. Wait. Which hive should I close first? Can I look in my bag? Is that an option? That doesn't look like it's an option. Southern, eastern, western. Eastern. I rush to the hive and somehow manage to close the lid. I hear the disgusting sound of bees being crushed. Seems I was able to stop their attack. Safe. I think this has to do with the note that I read earlier about it talking about bees going in like the direction of the sun or something like that. I'll be able to double check in a second. But if that's the case, I need to do the southern next. If I'm understanding this correctly. I dive at the hive and close the lid. It's a close call, but I managed to seal up the awakened bees. Safe. Check for more active hives. Okay, next is the western hive. I carefully sneak close to the hive and manage to close the lid. A lukewarm liquid spurts everywhere, like a grape bursting in my hand. Thank you. Thank you for that description, Yashiki. Thank you. I succeeded in closing the hive right before the bees burst out of it. Safe. Check for more active hives. After I close all the hives, the bees finally quiet down. Survived. Huh. I'm beat. We almost died. Yeah, you're telling me. We crouch there for a while until we catch our breaths. What was the hint that I accidentally remembered partly? Hang on. Awakened honeybees leave the hive in the direction of the sun. Yep. I am so lucky for remembering that. If that's it. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure. Wow. Okay, let me look at these actually. The bees have already calmed down. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. Looks like a normal beehive. I open the beehive, but the bees are just crawling around inside it silently. Well, the bees seem chill. Okay. Is it the same for all of it? Nothing seems out of the ordinary. I open the beehive. The bees are just crawling around. I don't know, it just feels weird. It feels like one of them is going to have something. In the beehive, there's a bottle of drugs among the swarm. Well, there you have it. Got large bottle of sweet dreams. The label has a warning on it. Do not mix. Dangerous. Mixing sweet dreams and night-night is extremely dangerous for family. Cannot be used with sprayer. Big news. Okay, that sounds like it's going to be used for one of the endings. It's several human corpses, as white as wax. There are countless holes drilled in them, which the bees use to go in and out. The inside of the holes seem to have a spiral pattern. Must have been made intentionally. Oh, that's funny. I wonder if it's with Shimi-O's, I don't know, drill. A thick liquid drips from them. The smell, well, I can't describe how horrible it is. The bees are gathering on it. What is that liquid? Seems that liquid attracts bees. If I had a suitable container, I could gather some of it. Huge. Let me feel them first. The inside of the holes seem to have a spiral pattern. Must have been made intentionally. Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Oh, the corpse is clutching something in its hand. I pry open the stiff fingers. Got cottage key. When I put the key in my bag, my wrist burns in pain. The mark burns scarlet. Dawn. Half an hour left until death closes in. I've felt this before. Cold sweat drips down my back. I suddenly remember what happened at H Elementary. The marked symptoms accelerated, and the person with me began acting strangely. Hey, Mashida. I spin around and look at them. He's clearly acting oddly. I raise my voice. Hey, can you hear me, Mashida? This is bad. It might have started. I was afraid of that. The mark's starting to have a greater effect. I need to gather clues quickly. If I don't, Shimi-O will. New info was added to the spirit file. Human bee farm. Okay. So next order of business. Do I have an empty container? I do. Take out the empty bottle and gather some of the dripping liquid in it. Got stinky liquid. Okay, that's huge. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need that because that was talked about in one of the notes as well. About how that attracts bees. Which is why Shimi-O puts it on the bodies. And if I'm attacked by bees, I can probably use it. Huge. Before I continue, gotta head back. I need to get Christy. Yeah, I'm just gonna head straight back because I feel like the final encounter is going to happen fairly soon if I progress to the left. Granted, that's just a hunch. But I don't know. So let's get Christy and see where that area leads. So, oops. Can I not? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, should be good, right? Like, oops. Let me go here. I should be in the clear. We come to the forest's entrance once again. Christy seems the same as usual, but... Hey, Christy. You don't feel odd at all? In what way? Are you feeling okay? Yes, I feel perfectly normal. We need to hurry, you know. Right. It doesn't seem like she's changed at all. I don't understand what's going on, but if she's fine, that's great news. Okay, what that tells me, I don't think she was cursed by Shimi-O. Because in the same way the protagonist isn't completely like in a haze because he's not possessed by the same spirit, Christy seems good too. So for her, it's going to be slower like me, and then defeating Shimi-O is going to kind of like reset the timer, probably. If I'm understanding the situation right, of course. Okay. There's a thicket growing straight ahead. I press through the thick undergrowth and enter a clearing. Just ahead, I can feel someone staring at me from the bushes. Ask my partner. Please, try it. What? Me? I guess I'll have to. She faces the figure and offers up a prayer. The figure vanishes. It disappeared. It seems her desperate prayer worked. Thank goodness. It didn't possess me. Good job. Let's keep going. Aha! Progress. Discoveries and a Jesus statue? The Jesus statue is damaged from being exposed to the elements for so long. Can I not interact with it? Well, I mean, if you say so. Into the bloody cabin. Used the cottage key to open the door. An overly sweet smell permeates the inside of the cottage. I'm pretty sure it's honey, huh? My eyes fall on a white object that was carelessly left lying around. That can't be. Don't tell me. You're thinking about opening that? I have to check it out. We don't have much time left. Well, why not? Actually, no. Let's do everything else first, just for the sake of suspense. There's a small container. Ugly Lady is written in faded marker. Must be someone's idea of a prank. Weird. I open up the container. Inside is something that looks like a dried tree root. Got dried root. There's a scrap of paper stuck to the tree root with wire. Everyone's gone. I'm all alone now. I want to see everyone. But my head is so foggy, I can't remember how. I think the last thing I need to do is combine those two, but... Was it talking about the night-night and the sweet dreams? Or combining something else? All of the bottles look cracked or damaged. I don't think I can use them. Damn. The light bulb is blackened inside. It'd probably be dangerous to turn on. Nothing's inside the small box, but the outside is covered in something that's horribly sticky. Several bug-eaten novels. They're unreadable. It's an old notebook. The cover says, Honeybee Family Notes. Family won't die if they're dreaming, if the betrayer comes. Wake them up and hit them. Do it until they calm down. Be careful, everyone. When they wake up, family is only human. What does that even mean? And I'm just tearing the page. Let's give this 1 second. It looks like some useful information. Should I rip it out and take it with me? You better believe it. Tore out the page. Got Honeybee Family Notes 4. The inside of the container is corroded. I don't think I can use it. Alright, well. A big burlap sack is slung against the wall. That is incredibly lumpy, making it easy to determine it is holding something. Just then, something inside the bag moves. It keeps squirming intermittently. Why? Why is it moving? A cold sweat breaks out on my forehead. I hesitantly reach for the mouth of the bag. Holding my breath, I slowly open it. A sickeningly sweet smell hits us. It's a corpse, currently becoming a beehive. It's completely unrecognizable at this point, but I intuitively know who it is. Masao Kimura, who was sitting on the bench with Shimi-O and wanted to commit. I'm not going to risk saying that. That can't be a beehive? Honeybees are burrowing into the holes all over his body, diligently making their hive. The faint noise we'd heard coming from the bag must have been the buzzing of bees. This is beyond insane. It has to be the work of Shimi-O. Once it's complete, another object d'art will be added to that repulsive bee farm. Just then, I noticed some objects stuffed next to the corpse. The mismatched items seem almost like burial accessories for the dearly departed. Got tennis ball, large bottle of night-night, and night-night times 3. Daze the swarm. Then you'll be safe. Daze the swarm. Can I do that with what I've found so far? We return Masao's corpse to the bag. I'd like to give him a proper burial, but there's no time for that right now. Hey, can I say something? Christie's expression is grave. Her face is flushed with shame. I know full well that it's far too late to be saying this, but I can't stand it. I can't take any more of this. If we run into this monster, no way will I be able to do anything. I'm not kidding. Whatever I said on TV, it's totally meaningless here in this forest. Sorry, but I can't help you anymore. I know this is out of the blue, but I thought it was now or never. I really am sorry, but I just can't do this. Christy stumbles over multiple apologies. No, there's nothing to apologize for. It's normal in situations like this. Any regular person would react the same. Hell, everyone would want to run as far away as they could. But her confession carries a dangerous consequence of its own. If, at some point, I end up fighting the spirit like I did at H Elementary, could she handle being my partner? New info was added to the spirit file. Reunion with Kimura. Well, that pretty much confirms to me that I can't bring her to deal with Shimi-O. Cut through brush, went down trail. And I want to look at that one spot that I was convinced wasn't actually a dead end one more time. Like I'm not crazy, am I? Like, just give me a second here. Oh wait, that's the wrong right. Whoops. But like, just hear me out, because I find it so strange. I find it so incredibly strange that there is this one dead end that leads nowhere and has nothing and is completely useless, but it has one of the boxes that was... This is the end of the path of meetings. This might be the area past the meeting place mentioned in the note. Wait, what? We pushed through the undergrowth. I thought the other area was to go east past the meeting place. How is this the meeting place? Am I going crazy? Wait, did I... It's not even in the direction I thought it would be. I thought it'd be straight ahead. Huh. We push through the undergrowth and find a beast trail leading to the east. A hidden trail? Why would something like that be? We better be careful. Yeah, I know. Wait, I'm not actually gonna properly proceed through here. I'm a little worried about Shimi-O. The ghost of a man stands blocking our way, silently staring. The figure's glaring harshly at me, but only me. Only me? Me. I can't do that. But when she faces the figure and offers up a prayer, the figure vanishes. Oh my god. I was actually going to return her before I continued this way. Well, lucky me. Oh, thank goodness. I guess the ghost was glad to see a woman. Looks like my prayer got through to them. Prayers come in handy sometimes, huh? Let's keep going. Well, there's a plant and a box. Okay. It's a withered plant. Looks like the flower was blooming. The leaves are distinctly pointed. I pick up the plant and inspect it, but nothing seems out of the ordinary about it. The root is still firmly lodged into the soil. Pulling on it does nothing. Pulling on it does nothing. That's a weird statement. Can I collect it with the broken crowbar? I take out the broken crowbar and thrust it into the dirt by the plant's base. The dirt is softer than I expected, and the pointed end easily breaks it up. Finally, I get to the root. It kind of looks like a small carrot. Got plant root. Huh? What are you going to do with that? I don't know. Better to have it than to not have it, though. It's a beehive. Doesn't look like it's being used anymore. There aren't any bees anywhere. Okay. I carefully open it up. Inside is a folded scrap of paper and something that looks like incense. Got note. Mosquito repelling incense. Am I not going to read the... Okay, well, I guess I'm not going to read the note. Okay. Let's look at the incense first. A stick of mosquito repelling incense that can be hung from the hip. Too bad only one stick is left. Okay. A note found inside an unused beehive. Like the teachings, apply honey. Manage to swallow it. Wait for me, everyone. I'll be there soon. So you combine the dried root with honey. I think. Why is the dried root labeled ugly lady, though? I don't get that. What's the significance of ugly lady? I'm so confused. Like, I'm sure that has to have some kind of significance, right? Like, I mean, it would only make sense for it to have significance. But it's hard to say. No matter. No matter. Let's return to the mansion. And out of all three of these, Sho is easily frightened by things. Christy has outright said that she is not up to dealing with all this. And Mashi is loopy. Who's the right person to bring? I mean, let me think about this for a second. Mashida's loopy. So if there's any problem that would rise with him, it would be him doing inaction when you ask him to do something. God, that sounds like that would also happen with Sho. Because Sho is really frightened by that area. Actually, no, Sho would be affected by this mark too. What am I talking about? It's a double whammy for Sho. Mashida's the safer option. And Christy outright said that she can't do it anymore, so she's obviously out. So Mashida's right choice, okay. Or at least, Mashida is who I'm gonna go with. Having said that, I think this is probably the best spot to leave it for now. Because I'm pretty sure that we're about to face off against Shimi-O. And that whole thing's going to be half an hour at least, and I'm not trying to make a 2-hour video. So, I'm going to leave it here, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a great rest of your day. See ya.